At this point, it's gone way beyond the masking debate. Now they're moving towards mandatory testing and mandatory vaccination with an emergency use vaccine. Make no mistake, when you quarantine people who are healthy because they have chosen not to or are ineligible to get a COVID vaccination, or because they refuse to submit to testing, you are trying to force people into compliance. You are acting like the Borg in Star Trek. Resistance is futile. We're just going to keep coming at you and keep coming at you. This has gone way beyond the question of whether or not to mask. This is about our processes, constitutionality, and the rule of law. We are a representative republic. Public discourse by our elected representatives is not optional. It is a requirement, yet it is being stifled. This is what tyrants do. This happens in China, in Russia, North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela, and other countries that are not free. It should not happen ever in the United States of America. What is even more disheartening is many people are accepting it and encouraging it. As someone who fought for this country, I cannot fathom that this is happening here. As Ben Franklin said, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I'll give you some examples. For example, Senate Bill 2789's key provision was to allow ISB and IDPH to fully control public and private schools in an emergency. The fact that there was a law being discussed to give them this power proves that this power does not currently exist. Yet when that bill failed, the governor did not like the result. So by decree, he mandated masks in school and gave ISB and IDPH that power. Doing this by decree is wrong. The CDC has stripped property rights from landowners by saying they cannot evict someone who has violated the terms of their lease agreements or whose lease agreements have ended. This is unconstitutional. From the Fifth Amendment, this is directly from the Fifth Amendment, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. No private property shall be taken for public use without just compensation. Who will pay these property owners? Some of them are your friends and mine, the rent that is due to them. Who will pay their property taxes, since you know the government won't give them any relief on that? Where do they go to get made whole? The CDC is an administrative bureaucracy, an unelected body taking another action that is wrong. Many school boards are going behind closed doors and debating key policies. They come out of these meetings with no discussion of public vote and implement policies affecting our children. Mandating masks, trying to compel testing by penalizing unvaccinated children, or trying to compel vaccinations by treating the unvaccinated differently. These are forms of intimidation, bullying, and shaming. And we've been trying to drive that out of our schools. And this is being done by our school administration. This is wrong. What have we become? Key issues are no longer debated. School policies are decided behind closed doors without public discussion. Legislators allow one person or unelected bureaucrats to dictate without passing any laws. What the heck is going on? This is America. Our founding fathers would be turning over in their graves. I vow that here in Orland Park we will continue to be transparent. Just because something can be discussed in private due to an Open Meetings Act exception does not mean that it should be discussed behind closed doors. This board, the previous boards, and I have discussed many things publicly that we could have kept out of the public eye. These exceptions are designed to protect people from the government, not to protect elected officials from the need to state their position to the public. I can personally testify that elected officials often take different positions when their votes are made in the public eye. For example, we had a village board that was going to eliminate the mayor's golf outing, a charitable tradition of over 50 years, because they did not like that I chose veterans as the beneficiary. So I placed it on the agenda because I had the power to do so, to be discussed publicly. What do you think the vote was? It passed 7-0. They weren't going to vote against our veterans publicly. Here in Orland Park, we have established rules that ensure every board member has the ability to comment on anything during board comments, as you saw. Additionally, even those that may not have the votes or are in the minority can bring things to the board floor for discussion. This has happened many times since I've been here. This is how it should be, because sunlight is the best disinfectant, especially in government. Now I'm speaking to those of you who are elected officials on other boards. You should have the ability to be heard, comment, and place things on an agenda. If your rules don't allow for this, your rules need to be changed. Every elected official should have the opportunity to be heard. You were elected by the people to represent their interests. For those of you who think that the actions currently being taken are good and the end justifies the means, I want to give you a little reminder. Today, people are taking away the rights of others, so you don't care as much. Someday, these same people will be coming for you and your rights. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves.